Welcome to the read-along of Darnel Pimpydee Sanchez, the autorhymeography. By this chap, Darnel Pimpydee Sanchez. Intro. Maybe this project is immoral, and in some ways quite perverse, to document my crazy life in the form of comic verse. But now I've gone and done it, so here it is for you, all done in child limerick, and all completely true. Again and again. Again and again are both the same word, but there are two different ways in which they can be heard. So when rhyming with words such as pain, main or Jane, the way to pronounce it is simply again. But to get it to rhyme with ben, men or ten, pronounce it correctly by saying again. How I came to be. I was born in lovely Broadstairs in the year 1977, and I'm dedicating this book to my dad, who now is up in heaven. He and my mum had got together and divorced who they'd been with, then travelled down to lovely Broadstairs where they decided they would live. My mum came with her two daughters, so my sisters they would be. The younger one was Zoe and the other was Sadie. Sadie had two little ones, Craig and Emily, and since the age of 18 months their uncle would be me. Zoe had three children too, Laura, then Liam, then Sam. It doesn't seem that long ago I saw them all in prams. My baby photos in the house make me out to have a frown. Perhaps it's because I was left in the sun that I have turned out brown. And I'm sure that as a baby I had that piercing baby screech. My mum would often take me down to our local beach. My dad would take me crabbing and lift up all the rocks. And all the little crabs we found we'd put in our plastic box. Occasionally I'd wander off on a little walk. One time I covered another kid completely with some chalk. I think I crapped on my sister's floor and once wrote my name in wee, but I can't remember that much more from my infancy. Mum's pram. My mum has got a big old pram, but it doesn't hold a baby. It's full of junk and bits and bobs. I think she might be crazy. Sisters. I've got two lovely sisters who I think I'd better mention. One who is trained to stitch me up and one who gives detention. Dad. My father was a betting man. My father liked a bet. He may have been a better man had he come from Tibet. Upton. My primary school was Upton. I was in the class of green, but in year 3 got moved to blues for being too obscene. Colin had sprayed some fart gas and made the classroom stinky. I chased Eve's sister round the field playing with my Winky. So my mum got summoned to the school to hear of what I did. Upton was a lovely school and was full of lovely kids. Rubbish truck. There used to be a rubbish truck on Friday at the market. Just on the left, as you walked in, was where they used to park it. Cartoons. When I sent off my Rasher sticker album, it came as really no surprise that the men who ran the Beano should issue me first prize. See, when I was a little kid, the cartoons I did were ace. There was the adventures of Silly Sam and the condoms from outer space. See, I really did like drawing stuff, plus it kept me busy. I drew a complete walkthrough guide to Treasure Island Dizzy. I sent it to a computer magazine and it won first prize too. It was great that I got prizes doing something I really love to do. Yellow knickers. Playing on the playing field, I remember little flickers of Sarah doing cartwheels to reveal her yellow knickers. Sometimes I like watching Fraggle Rock, but sometimes I like instead watching Danger Mouse and Batfink and the mighty Super Ted. I like my Star Wars figures, and I have all the merchandise. I really like Princess Leia because I think that she's nice. I like Ghostbusters, it's an awesome film. And I like Slimer's Goo. I like the follow-up, it's just as good. It's called Ghostbusters 2. I like my box of Lego. I like to build and build all day. Hungry Hungry Hippos is a game I like to play. I like painting Warhammer miniatures. It's a skill that I'm perfecting. I like Garbage Pail Kid stickers. They're what I like collecting. I like supporting QPR and any clothing made by Nike. And that, I think, is just about all the things I think I like. Pile driver. I used to watch the wrestling. Don't try this, the warning would say. So I pile drived the first year kid and was suspended for a day. Wind tunnel. Often at the weekends, kids would trespass to a disused rail tunnel that you could wander through. It was dark and very sooty and full of grot and grime. The girls would find it scary, so we went there all the time. School disco. I remember a school disco where 80 songs were sung. I kissed a girl called Linda, but she bit my fucking tongue. Charles Dickens. After attending Upton, I went to the Charles Dickens School with Mr. Cox and Mr. Whitehead and also Mr. Rule, Mr. Parsons and Mr. Davis and of course Mrs. McBride. Charles Dickens was like my school report. It failed, but it tried. NWA. I was just a little nipper when I listened to NWA. I got taught to say "Fuck the Police" by Ice Cube and Dr. Dre. Tall Kate. My first girlfriend was Kate, a girl who was twice my height. She could get served Thunderbirds, so we got drunk at night. Thunderbirds. Thunderbirds is not a show, it is a nasty drink, and if you have enough of it, you will vomit in the sink. Puberty. I guess the day I realised I'd got through puberty was when I had a proper wank watching satellite TV. Kelly. At school, me and my buddies, whenever we were able, would drop our pens and books and stuff underneath the table. For sitting just across from us was a dirty girl called Kelly, sitting with her legs apart, revealing something pink and smelly. Fit of rage. Gareth tipped his strongbow on my New York Yankees jacket. I tried to remain nice and calm, but I'm afraid I couldn't hack it. I blacked out in a fit of rage and threw him onto a car bonnet because he had made my jacket wet by pouring cider on it. French teacher. Our French teacher, Miss Ironside, sits with her legs open wide. Bonjour, bonjour. Oui, 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 oui. What is this winking at me? In teacher's panties it tries to hide. Merci beaucoup, Miss Ironside. Bullies. Just because Kevin was a little lad, some boys at school weren't nice. But now he's fucking massive, so have this free piece of advice. If you're gonna bully anyone, make sure you think it through, because that anyone might grow real big, come back and bully you. Buddies. At secondary school, I must confess, my first good friend was Andrew Press. After that was Matthew Hitchin. There was tasty food in his mum's kitchen.